point in time, my posterior. I hope he has heart attacks in both hearts. He was far easier to deal with before he became Scottish.
So your friend can't help?
Alas, no. It seems that we must deal with the missing time machine and the potential further changes to our timeline ourselves.
Well, at least there haven't been any changes lately, right?
Yes, but I'm afraid that I've detected an increase in chronoton particles in the area. Whoever is using the time machine is charging it for a really large jump in time.
Great, so the next change on the timeline could be a doozy?
Indeed. The further back the change takes place, the more wide-reaching the consequences. By my calculations, this next leap could span several thousand years. On the plus side, this jump will definitely expose who the nefarious time traveler is.
How?
2 reasons. 1, because if I can calculate where the chronotons are being drawn to, I can pinpoint the location of the time machine. And because before they make their time jump, they'll have to launch their space vehicle, giving us precious time to respond accordingly.
Wait, what? Space vehicle? Why would they need to launch a space vehicle to travel through time?
Didn't you read the report I emailed you?
That thing was 500 pages long and written in fluent technobabble.
Oh, I know why they need a spaceship, so they can slingshot around the sun and travel back in time.
That's Star Trek, you buffoon.
Oh yeah. So why do they need one then if it isn't for cool stuff like in Star Trek?
Due to the effect of time-space displacement. Travel through time does not equate travel through space. Small jumps do not require a spaceship due to the effect of quantum inertia.
Oh, right. Quantum inertia. Of course.
All right, you're morons. I keep forgetting that you gentlemen lack the prerequisite intelligence to comprehend even the simplest of scientific principles. Lucky for you, I have taken on an assistant who can explain what I'm saying. Oswald?
Junior Science Cadet Oswald Fuzzy Bridges reporting for duty.
Oswald is your new assistant?
Of course. His level of stupidity and enthusiasm is off the charts. Who better to explain complex scientific principles to morons than a moron?
But, I want to be a science-cateer.
You could, but would you allow me to experiment on you in exchange for candy?
Not just candy, science candy.
Science-cateer Oswald, please explain to these simpletons why one would need a spaceship for time travel.
Okie dokie. Okay, travels in time goes like this. You are a dude standing on top of a giant panda running down a road. The panda is the Earth, the road is space, and you is the dude with a time machine. When you travel back in time, you jump off the panda and it starts running backwards down the road. See? Easy.
Thank you, Science-cateer.
So when you travel through time and not space.
Exactly. With smaller trips through time, it's like jumping off a fast-moving car. Inertia keeps you moving for a short while allowing you to maintain your relative position in space. Large jumps, however, and you will find yourself in space, potentially several thousand light years from Earth. Hence, the need for a spacecraft.
Light years?
Science-cateer?
Huh? Oh, okay, oh, I know. Oh, you got a grapefruit, that's the sun. And, He-Man action figure, that's the Earth. And they are both in a big bathtub. That's the galaxy. The grapefruit and the He-Man action figure are always moving around the middle of the bathtub at super fast speeds.
Our solar system takes 250 million years to make one trip around the center of the galaxy. A distance of more than 18,000 parsecs, give or take.
So we are now looking for a spaceship?
A time-space vehicle, yes. Now come along, Science-cateer Oswald. There are a few behavioral experiments I would like to perform.
Yay, but I better get a Butterfinger this time. Hey jerks, who's coming to my Oscar party this Sunday? Fundy, we just got some very important information about time travel from Professor Dunderhead. Yay, but I don't see how that is more important than my Oscar party. So are you coming, and who are you going as?
It's a costumed Oscar party?
Sure is. I'm going as that Jacob kid from Room, and Raul is going to be Mark Ruffalo from Spotlight.
Sounds super fun, but I hate the Oscars.
How can you hate the Oscars? It's the most magical night in film world.
That is debatable. Who wants to watch a bunch of rich people jerk each other off and celebrate mediocre films?
The films that have been selected for the Academy Awards are not mediocre. They are the very best of the best of the best.
According to who?
According to the members of the Academy. Duh. Movie people and stuff, I guess.
You mean members of the Cinematic Illuminati? A secretive group dedicated to taking over the world through film!
The Academy members are people who work in the movie industry, supposedly.
So it's a movie award show managed by and voted on the people who make movies.
Exactly. Who better to hand out the awards?
I don't know. Movie critics, maybe?
What do they know? Any dork can be a movie critic.
Funny, I just don't like the Oscars. Watching a bunch of self-indulgent actors being even more self-indulgent is not my idea of fun. It's like watching lottery winners handing out awards to other lottery winners,
while at the same time justifying the awards by constantly reminding us how important movies are.
But movies are important. The movies delight and inform us. They are cultural touchstones that captivate generations of people, you insufferable killjoys.
Yeah, but in the end, what's the point? I mean, most of the awards go to movies that don't deserve it and are forgotten almost immediately.
I disagree with that.
Me too. The movies that get the golden little guy deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, the awards don't actually celebrate quality. They celebrate popularity, sentiment, and movie insider brokering, so I'm sure whatever wins deserves it on those grounds.
Okay, Jason, I think the cynicism level in here is getting dangerously high.
I don't care! Look, Fundy, watch the Oscars if that's your bag, but I can't. I love movies, and almost every year I gotta tell people who ask me who I think will win the Oscars that I don't care because the Oscars are meaningless.
They aren't meaningless. Actors who win Oscars have their careers boosted, and it's a way for movie lovers around the world to celebrate the thing they love.
I don't need an overhyped award show to celebrate movies. I do that by watching them. And those narcissistic movie people sure as hell don't need to be celebrated.
But they do the invaluable job of making us laugh and cry and sometimes think.
They aren't altruists doing noble work. They are business people.
Oh, they're worse than that. They are business people who think they're artists. Now, I'm not saying that there is no art involved in movies, but when almost every decision made in a film is based on how much it will cost and how well it will test with audience, it kind of takes the art out of it.
You could hate watch them.
No, I don't even want to support them via hate. I just want them to stop being.
Oh, so a whole industry shouldn't be allowed to make themselves feel good by giving out awards?
They are rich, successful people. Do they really need to feel good about themselves any more than they already do?
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to give out trinkets if they want. There was a time when they did it privately amongst themselves. They should go back to that. The awards ceremony kind of exposes the industry as being shallow, money-driven, and gross.
But the movie industry is shallow, money-driven, and gross.
I know that, but I don't need to be reminded of it. I just want to pretend that Hollywood is comprised of people who just want to entertain us.
But they say that like 1,000,000 times during the Oscars.
Yeah, because they gotta convince themselves that it's true. They are trying to legitimize themselves by handing out awards for excellence, when in truth, the awards are just as bad as the industry itself. If they were honest about their business, the award categories would have stuff like best product placement in a movie.
Or best pandering to a broad demographic. I would add best advertising campaign.
Or best financial management during production.
But the awards are about quality. The movies that win Best Pictures are classics that will live on forever in cinema history.
Sure they will. Hey, what movie won Best Picture last year?
That's easy. It was one of them Stephen Hawking movies.
No, it was Birdman.
What about the year before that?
It was, something to do with the Holocaust.
It was 12 Years a Slave. Now, both of those movies are good movies, but are they classics? Will anyone even remember them 10 years from now? Who knows? When it comes to Best Picture, the Academy always picks the movie they think is the most important based on what they believe will make them look good and legitimate. It's almost always a drama. If it's about crazy people, disenfranchised people, or historical drama, it's a plus.
One day, someone's going to make a movie about a gay Muslim dude with Tourette's syndrome and spina bifida living in 1869 and really clean up at the Oscars.
Cast Flavor of the Week Eddie Redmayne, and it's a done deal.
Okay, I need you guys to shut up now because you're totally killing my Oscar boner. Can't I just love the Oscars as the glitzy spectacle that it is? What is so wrong with liking something, huh? Why do you downer Dans have to repeatedly take a huge crap on things that I like? It's just a stupid award show. Stop dumping crap on my glitzy, stupid award show.
I think maybe we went a little too far. Especially you, Jason.
I didn't go too far. I hate the Oscars, and I didn't see you guys trying to stop me. If anything, you were egging me on.
But it's funny when you get upset. Yeah, you start to shout and usually you storm off.
Oh, and that's hilarious to you two, is it?
Well, yeah. And the more trivial or inconsequential the thing you're upset about is, the funnier.
Look, I am not some circus clown here to provide you with pleasure through my pain. The Oscars are terrible, and they shouldn't exist. And how dare you manipulate my outrage trigger for your amusement? Well, I'm not gonna stand for it. I am leaving!
Man, we really got Jason worked up this time. We sure did. We're awful people. Yep. So, are you going to Fundy's Oscar party? Of course! I'm going as Immortan Joe!
Hey everybody, it's me, Science Getter Oswald, here to tell you to go to the links down below for the Lemme Lizard podcast things. It's a website that has podcasts on it. And this week, a brand new podcast went up and it's called Lemme Finish with Jason and Atticus, in which they sit around and they talk about butts and boobs and poops and gross things and sex, and sometimes they read listeners' stories on air and they make fun of the stories, and they tell a whole bunch of jokes that could potentially hurt other people's feelings, and I guess people think that's fun, but every time I try to listen to it, I just cry and cry.
You've never listened to it.
Yes, I have. I'm a grown-up guy. I can listen to things.
Your mom won't let you listen to it.
You talked about Bob?
Of course I do. I had to get her permission for you to do this segment.
No, I made the decision with my big boy pants to do this segment.
No, I went to your mother and said, hey, can I use him for a segment to promote the podcast? And she said, yes, please, get him out of my hair so that I can rest and heal for a little while he's gone.
Sometimes you say things that hurt real bad.